Hey everyone, this is Eric Silvermoon, and I wanted to share with you today a little craft project, I guess, if you want, if you want to call it a craft project. I'm going to be working on my Book of Shadows, and so I kind of wanted to, well, I wasn't going to, but I was just going to create a page, and I was already getting all the stuff that I wanted to kind of mess around with, but I thought, hey, this actually might be a cool video to make of how I kind of just create a page in my Book of Shadows. And so I thought it would really be a cool little thing to share. And as you can see on my face right here, it's kind of a mess because I just got all the items that I'm going to use. And so I don't know how long this video is going to be. Possibly make it into 2 parts depending on how long it is. If I can figure out the editing part of just like speeding through some of it, so you kind of see like the main points. I haven't figured out if I'm going to be talking throughout the whole process or if I'm just going to be filming it, working, and then just kind of speeding the process up and then maybe talking some points or something like that. But yeah, I mean, I really, really enjoy working on my Book of Shadows. I don't get to it, well, I don't go into it to create things that often because I'm kind of in that, and I've spoken in past videos before, excuse me. I spoke on past videos before about how it's really hard for me to have a Book of Shadows that is kind of like a reference guide because I have already, like, I don't want to put all the herbs into it because I already have a book that I could just reference back to. So I don't really want to use it as a reference guide. And so I had to figure out, well, what does that look like? So I've been journaling a lot and I've been doodling a lot on pieces of paper, and I kind of figured out the way that I want it. And so, you know, I think it might work this way. And so the way I'm having it to do is that I really want it to just be a very interactive book that it really does need my energy into it. Like I have to go into it a lot. And so that was my intent because I didn't want to create a book and then just have it there and just be like, I finished it, you know, like what do you do with it? And so I wanted to make it a part of my practice where I would have to go into it to kind of do my work. And so I don't necessarily want it to be, you know, like how to do a setup ritual, how to do this kind of thing. I want it to be a very journal, very lived in kind of book. And so I figured out how I wanted to approach it, and then I'll share with you. I haven't done a lot of pages, so I'll share those pages with you. And I shared them before, but I added more stuff to it. So I'll go ahead and kind of update you guys with that. But before that, I did put on Facebook that I wanted to share with you a couple people that I recently just added to my channel list on YouTube. I think they're so cool. I find this group of people so interesting and so witchy, and I love all things witchy. I love all things spiritual. I like listening to people just talk. I have their videos playing in the background while I'm doing other things, especially like if they're really long and they're just kind of talking. I love listening to that. It's almost like a podcast. So I'll kind of share with you just very brief and quickly who I just recently added. If I don't mention you, it's most likely that I probably already mentioned you on my newsletter and I shared you on my Facebook posts and stuff like that. But doesn't mean I don't love your channel. I mean, I could really just go down the entire my list, but that'll take a really long time. So the recent ones I just added was Athena Beth Black, and I want to say that Ember shared it on her, on her channel, but I like her. I like Athena Beth Black. And again, I'm gonna link these to the video below. I like her energy. I like how kind of like kick-ass, I don't kind of care kind of energy she puts out, but it's not off-putting. It's kind of just fun, and this is who I am, and this is how I kind of joke around. She kind of has like my kind of humor a little bit, so I like that. And she has the editing skills down. Like I love the fade and how she does on her videos. I haven't figured all that stuff out yet. So Athena Beth Black, if you ever watch this, Thank you. Thank you for posting your stuff. I kind of like it. So I'll link it. The other one that I really like as well, and she's so okay. I really do love this girl. I think she's so good, Dahlia. Her channel is Dear Dollheart, and Deer is like the divine being, the creature, the animal. Deer, Deer, Dollheart. Um, she's so cool. I really love her look. She has like this. She speaks to my inner goth. You know, she has like this really cool witchy gothic mermaid kind of celestial being kind of feel to her, and I love it. She just started her channel, so there's not a lot of videos, but I've been just like binging on that. I really love what she has to say. She's a very smart cookie. Um, she's awesome, and I love that. I love the things that she shows. Her taste and I guess her interests really match with my interests, and so I kind of like that aspect of it because I don't really find too many people that I really click with. Where I could see myself like, oh, I could see myself like going out and having a chat and talking about this, and then going to a thrift shop and like purchasing little things and talking about witchy stuff. So she's one that I could see myself doing that. So I'll link her channel below. The other person I have here that I recently just added was Nightwing. So Nightwing, I don't know. I don't know if he was recommended or if I stumbled upon him. But I really like his channel. I like that. I just kind of like his presence on his videos. I like hearing him talk. I like seeing his witchy space. He has a little bit more of a, I don't want to say medieval, but more of a weapony kind of feel to his witchy space. There's a lot of bats, which Nightwing speaks to my inner DC comic book. Zatanna just walked in, so she's probably gonna jump on stuff. So if she does, I apologize. Hey, baby. She wants to come on camera. See? Oh, this baby's so cute. But anyways, back to Nightwing. So Nightwing's cool. I like him. I I'm curious to see where he's gonna go with his videos. I really like his videos, like I said. And so I'll link it. You guys can check him out. I think he's cool. Noah Tempestari, hopefully I said it right this time. I like him too. I like his videos. I like what he has to say. I like his approach to magic and spellcraft and stuff like that. So he's awesome. This other gentleman here, Once Upon a Witch, I really like his channel. I love his videos that he has already out. He's cool. I like him. He just recently went to this, I don't know if it was a garage sale, but he got some really cool items, and that's kind of how I like. I love a lot of haul videos. I like seeing people do their spell work and how they do it. I like kind of seeing, it's like, oh, I like that. I might use that, or I might take a piece from that and incorporate it. Like, I love people that put themselves out there, and he does, so that's really cool. The other person I really like, let me see if I see them on here, is, I think that's it. Those are the only recent ones I just added. I tend to go through my my YouTube channel, and I always clean it up. I don't like having too many people there, and so I only keep the ones I really resonate with. And then once I don't resonate, then I just kind of unsubscribe for a little bit sometimes, just to kind of keep it not so overwhelming. Because I like keeping the people that I really like current, so I can kind of see them. And if it's really long, then I won't be able to really watch the videos sometimes, because it could get too long. Because I had it long before and it was just too much. And when I resonate with them again, then I'll go ahead and subscribe them to see what the kind of material they're putting on. If they take a really long break, I'll unsubscribe, and I follow them on Facebook, so then I know when they post something new. So I don't know, I'm weird like that. But okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and then just switch the camera in here, and then we'll kind of talk Book of Shadows, and you just kind of get to see that my progress with what it looks like. So see you soon. All right, you guys. So we are in my little space, and this is my Book of Shadows. I haven't done anything to this. I was thinking of, I mean, look at it. Isn't that beautiful? I'm not sure if I wanted to do something or add something. I think I want to keep it this raw. This is such a beautiful book. I love it. It's pressed on real leather. I love it. And so this is my Book of Shadows. I'm not a private person when it comes to my Book of Shadows. I don't care of having someone go through it and looking at it. I do cast a protection over it. I know that it's energetically going to be for the people that either are going to take value or going to get inspired from it, because that's what it is to me. It's a book of inspiration. And I don't really care. If I have personal spells that I did with myself and someone wants to look at it, go at it. Go, have fun, get a cup of tea, go through my book. It's just one of those things that I'm always an open book of shadow myself. I don't care about talking about stuff that I have had happen to me, that I've done. This is all a learning experience, and I think that we could learn from each other, and I don't think we have to be so private. Sometimes I guess there's some certain personal things maybe you don't want other people to know about just yet, but I always think that it helps somebody. And so if I embarrass myself for a moment and reveal something really either embarrassing or really personal, but knowing that by me sharing that or someone witnessing something, they were able to grow or heal or something, then I'm okay with that. So I know that there's always someone that gets inspired, gets some kind of direction from it or guidance from me sharing something that's really personal. So I'm going to continue doing so. So if that doesn't resonate with you, then you don't have to make it a part of your practice. It's a part of my practice. So that was like a pre-warning of stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't care sharing what's in my book of shadows, what my spell works, all that stuff. There's not a lot of stuff in it at the moment, but there will be. Take a sip of coffee. And so this is a cover. Again, I said there's not a lot of stuff in it at the moment. So this is my title page. I added a couple things in it. It has Eric Silvermoon, this amazing guy right here at the moth. I'm all about moths. I like to think of it as a self-portrait. I think it's cool. I think he's really, really interesting. And I have like my moths and butterflies here, my name, BOS. This is one of my sacred symbols. And then here, my other one, I just have, it's my personality. I love anime. I love comic books. I love things controversial. And so I have Boo, You Whore. And that's just me. I like it. I have this really cool gothic girl that has a fuck you sweater, and my hippie witch from Joanna DeVoe, which I actually love. I have I Put a Spell on You, these hot tarot guys, and again, my moths, very sacred to me. And so like I said, I tend to be, I preach love and light all the time, but I'm pretty dark inside. And, that's just how I am. My aesthetics and my things that I resonate and heal from tend to be very dark. And so I kind of like this. And so this is just the front cover page. Most of you are already seeing this part, which is just my dedication. It has just my dedication to myself, to my book. I have my cover page for divination, which is these awesome witches that are in their elements with scrying, because I'm a big scryer, and I'm really great with my, well, great. I'm really good with, no, what am I trying to look for? I resonate a lot with Oracle and Tarot cards. That's what I wanted to go with. And so scrying and tarot cards and oracle cards are my to-go-to divinations. And so I didn't want to do like how-to. This is the spread. This is how you do it. I kind of just wanted to be a book where I go to and work. And so the next page is actually my pendulum board. And so this is how I wanted to go. I'm not going to write down how to use a pendulum on here because I don't need that reference guide. But I do need something that I could work on. And so this is my pendulum board that I created. Some of you guys saw that on one of the videos. This is how I get my, and this is the pendulum I made for myself. This is how I get the winners of my giveaways, or if any answers. I kind of just use the pendulum that I created and kind of go forth. So it's cool. And then the next page I have, and this is where we're going to kind of work on today. So I'll go into a little bit on that one right now. The other page I have in here is my runes, and these are my personal interpretations of the runes. And so I wrote them down and what they mean to me as my personal reference, because since I did get their meanings by sitting with them and writing down my notes, then it's important for me to write them down. Sometimes the meanings change, but for the most part, it's just the of what it's currently like. And then I have one more spot here that I don't know what I'm going to use for divination. I like tea a lot, but I'm not a big tea leaf reader. And so I always wanted to get into tea leaf reading as divination, but I don't know. And so I'm just going to leave this blank. And then this is going to be a cover page for my spiritual tribe. And so at the moment, the only other page I have filled out is Luna's page, which is my magical poppet. And she has her own personal altar in my bedroom. So that's just what it is. And with Luna, she has certain items that are in her. And this little thing is actually the spell and the words that I shared that are actually in her. So if you open this up, it just kind of shows you the spell that I wrote and all the words that I said, and it's there. And so I could always look at it, read it, because I won't be able to read it again since it's in here. So I just made a copy and I have it there. So that's pretty much all there is in here at the moment. And so I wanted to create a page for scrying. Like I said, I'm a big scryer. I have my beautiful mirror here that you can't see. And what I did last night is I found a piece of plastic and I spray painted with matte black in the back of it so that it gives it this really cool scrying mirror kind of sheen to it. You can see it looks very liquidy. And I just want it there just to look in here for divination. And I already kind of let it dry, and then I didn't dry it fully. I wanted it to be a little bit kind of liquidy in the back so that it could stick to here and it not have this like glue residue over here. So that's what I did here. And then what I did also last night is I got a piece of construction paper, not really construction paper, it's more like scrapbooking paper, and I wanted to figure out what the mirror was going to look like, and so I made this, and so the back of it, it's actually just this, and so I thought it would be cool to just kind of frame the mirror in my book, and so it will look something like that. And so that's what we'll do first. And so talk a little bit about scrying. For me, I think it's my to-go-to things for really going in with deep within, like with my shadow work, with different things that I need to face, the inner darkest parts of me. It's really good for getting messages, seeing the images, signs. I do mirror scrying, I do tea scrying, I do candle and smoke scrying. I do nature scrying, which is like finding images in between the patterns of the grass and the trees and water. I mean, I find myself scrying all the time on the clouds, seeing what kind of shapes I see. That it's a big part of my practice, and so that's kind of what I wanted to put in my Book of Shadows, is just the page for scrying, and then we'll kind of go over how I want it to look. And so I'm gonna find the one that I like the best, and so I'm gonna go this way. So I'm just gonna go ahead and paste that down. I love the look of this. I really do. And I always get guided. When I get really guided, I go ahead and I'll work on this book because the images of what it looks like flashes so quickly in my head that I have to go and draw it out and sit with it and then start editing it. So this idea came to me while I was just kind of sitting, looking at other YouTube videos that had nothing to do with Books of Shadows or scrying. But, you know, inspiration comes in many different ways. And so this is what it looks like right now. That's cool, huh? I like it. And so I think you could even use this for scrying and see what kind of things show up. And so I like that. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, and I have a lot of stuff back here of images that I found that I really like and resonate with, and I just keep it back here. But because I eventually want to add to it, so I'm going to just dump this here because I need this for the next part. And so I'm going to write scrying up here, but I want to go and look the letters because I like copying the letters. I like this font. for my Book of Shadows. I like the gothic kind of feel to it. And so I'm going to use my quill. And we're going to go ahead and do it. So on this part here, I am going to speed it if I can, because I'm not going to be talking. I'm just going to focus and concentrate. So I'm going to do that. And so I have my napkin here. I'm trying to figure out my placement for it. So. Okay, so that was, I just wrote the word scrying there, and I'm going to clean my fingers because I always get ink on my fingers. I'm going to clean this because I'm not sure if I'm going to use this at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and clean that. And then just because I'm clumsy, I'm going to go ahead and close this. And I'll show you right now what it looks like. I just want to make sure I get all this ink out. Okay. I'll put that over here. And so that's what it looks like, scrying. And so it's wet right now, so I'll make sure that the page doesn't close or anything like that. So the next thing I want to look at is what's the look going to look like? How do I want it? Because I want to write down things about scrying that I resonate with, and so I kind of want to close this up and see how that looks. Sorry, coffee's just so good to me. And so let me go ahead and close my glue before it dries. Okay, so I have a couple stuff because I love scrying. I love candle scrying. Let's see what we have here. So really like these candles that I really wanted to use for scrying. These black candles. Let's put that there. And these are stickers. I just copy and paste pictures that I find that I really resonate with, and I put them on sticker paper and I just print them out. Isn't this cute? It says I love witches. It's really cute. I love this this witch sitting in the pentagram with the incense and stuff. So I kind of want to play around with this, and so I have these stickers that I got, and I think that will look kind of cool. I think that will look kind of cool. I feel really strongly guided for that. So I'm going to go ahead and peel that in the back. And this is cool. I've never really had, I never done this where I'm kind of crafting and talking at the same time. I kind of like it. Maybe I could even just have you guys with me while I work on my Book of Shadow from now on. So I want to see if I can align it with this. Okay. And let me do this side. Actually, I'm really resonating with that idea of just filming these pages that I create for my Book of Shadows, and so I think I will do that. I like that. It feels good. Oh. Okay. So I think that's cool. And so it has the, I don't know if you can see the picture without showing too much, but it's like a black candle with rose and vines. I think that's really cool. Okay, so I have that, and I want to see if I need to add something here. And so I have these really cool stamps, and so I'm going to go ahead and take them out to see if there's anything in here that I feel could kind of go. And so let's see. Maybe I like this here. No, I don't like that. And so yeah, that's kind of how I just go. I kind of just see what looks cool, what I think might be a little interesting. Like actually, I think I like this little one to go up here. Maybe not. And so maybe it doesn't need anything else there. It needs like, no. I might add something later. At the moment, I don't think I feel like adding something else. Something like that. Okay, so I don't think I feel guided to do anything at the moment, at least right now, to that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put these away for now. And what I want to do now is that I have these, just these black pens that I like to write with on here. I'm going to find one that I like the look of it. And so what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to kind of figure out what I want to write. I just wanted to write some things kind of about what scrying means to me, almost just like a quick little poem or something. And so normally I kind of create my own thing, my own stories. But here's the thing that I thought was really cool, because I need to go back into this page for my practice. And so I'm going to use these index cards as a part of me coming back in here. So I wanted something that I could kind of, I just got this paper or this cloth, kind of just keep here, so I could kind of keep these in here. And the reason behind it is that I always write down stuff when things come up on a piece of paper, when I'm meditating, if I'm scrying, what images, what stuff came up, but I don't keep track of it. It's always on a bunch of different other notes, and so it's really messy. And so I thought it would be kind of cool to have somewhere where I could kind of put these. And so I want to create something or put them in an envelope to categorize and document this. And so I just was messing around with it. So this isn't real or anything, but I just thought it would be cool if I put like protection spell, if that's what I did. The time, the date, September 11, 2015, which was yesterday. Then the time I wrote this was 8:20 p.m. And then the moon phase was the new moon. And then I wrote why. Like, why did I need to make a protection spell? Or why did I need to scry? And so I just made something up. I said, I feel lots of weird energies that feel toxic. And so that's why I felt like I needed a protection spell. And then my experience, I just put my EXP. I just made something up. I put, during the spell, I felt an instant release of negative energies. I'm feeling a lot better after it ended. I saw my spirit animal come to me in my sacred space. So it was just kind of like to see what it felt like. And then I just wrote next time, as in the next time I do it, you know, what could I do better, or what I want to do again. And so I just put, I would have liked to have meditated longer. Also, maybe try bringing my prayer beads into the mix. And so it was just kind of my thing. And then back here, I just put, I'm not sure what I want to use it, if I just want to leave it blank, so that I could kind of use as chicken scratch, notes, kind of stuff. And that would be great, so that the next time I go ahead and scry, I could kind of see my notes from the last time and kind of just see what is it that I wanted to bring the next time. So I was like, okay, so I wanted to bring my prayer beads last time, so I'm going to do that this time. And this was the new moon, so how did that energy look? And you know, now we're in the waxing moon, or so whatever it is. And then kind of see, it's like, okay, the last time I did this was in September 11, which December now. So that's interesting. I didn't feel, I felt protected during that time, where, you know, that's kind of where I want to go to, and to just have that documented. So the look of it, I'm not sure how I want to do it. If I do want to just make a little sleeve here and glue it and just have it come in and out like that, so that I have something to do. I think that might be kind of cool. So I have to sit with it. And so I'm going to go ahead and think about this a little bit, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I was kind of sitting with how I wanted it to look, and I didn't like the cloth part that I was using. And so I got some scrapbooking paper, and then I used some hot glue gun. And so I got this really cool red floor that kind of goes with these red flowers here to kind of keep with the theme. And I have my beautiful, lovely Martha Stewart paper puncher thing with a nice little pattern. And so I did this and I made a nice little sleeve. I hot glue gunned it there, and I hope that it kind of stays. I'm going to double check to make sure it does. But then I got, then I kind of figured, okay, so I'm going to do a nice, just a word saying here about it. And then these actually just go in here. And they stay there. And so I thought that was cool. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And that way it kind of just keeps the page looking like that. So I'm going to go ahead and write something in just my normal, I usually have like a writing style, like all caps, kind of like how I did here. It's just my writing, my personal writing, nothing fancy. But I'm going to go ahead and use this just to make sure that my words are, that they are aligned right or straight. And what I decided to put down as my word is I just wrote down something that kind of resonated with me when I was looking at this. And I put all the answers are found in the darkness. And that resonates for me, and so I'm going to go ahead and put that. And I'm just going to write it very, trying to see how I want to, let's see, all darkness. So I'm going to kind of see, I want the word all and then dark. All the answers are found in the dark. I think I like the dark or darkness. We'll see. So I'm going to start here and I think darkness has two S's. I'm a terrible speller, people. So we're just going to do that. And I'm just going to do these little things. And so I just wrote all the answers I found in the darkness. And I'm going to look at my stamps again to see what I feel kind of resonates with me from this part. So maybe it is this. Maybe it is this. I think I like that. And I'm going to do it in the black. Or should I do silver? Just kind of matches this one here. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And I'm going to use silver. And I like using this because it kind of sticks it there. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to get my ink pad. And then I'm just going to do with this like metallic silver. And I like things looking messy. I don't care if it looks faded or if I didn't press it right. Oop. I like it. I like that kind of worked book. I don't like it perfect. I like things messy, and because that's kind of how things are. Nothing is perfect. Everything has little quirks. Everything has little things that happen to it. So I'm going to try to figure out what the best one is here. I'm just going to give it a nice little wiggle and then pull it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of look at it to see if I like it. And I think I do like it. I think I like the way it feels. I like the shininess to it. I do feel like something's missing here. So let's play around with it. Actually, let's try framing it. So now that I have this, Okay, let's try framing it. So I have these, and I'm gonna do them in the silver just because this thing's silver here. And I have, and I want to see if I like these big ones. And I do. So let me actually, I do like that. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna put this in the corner. And we're going to use silver again. I'm just going to dab it. Okay. So I'm going to try to make it as straight as possible. Doesn't have to be perfect. And so I'm just going to do that. Grab the silver again because I could use this at a different spot. And so this will be up here. Let me find out where the corner of that paper is. Okay, so that was that one. And then we use the other direction. See, it gets very messy, but that's good. Art is messy. It doesn't have to be neat and perfect. So I'm kind of dabbing that, and I think that looks kind of cool. Okay, so I'm going to go to this corner here, press it, release. Okay, now do this upper corner. Press and release. Okay, so I am very happy with this. I think it looks cool. Okay. So yeah, so I mean, like I said, it's not a, this is how I scry. This is just my page for scrying so that I could keep my little cards about scrying in here, my spells and stuff, or whatever I use, my notes. I think that's cool. So I'm gonna actually move the camera so you can kind of see it. So it's gonna be a little crazy. That came out really cool. I like it. And then you kind of see the shimmer of the mirror a little bit, can you? Yeah. So yeah, so this is my scrying page in my Book of Shadows. And so I'm really happy. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you enjoyed this. And I am actually looking forward to the next page I'll create with you guys. And so I think that'll be fun. All right, you guys, blessed be.